Morning, good afternoon, bonjour, I guess namaste, sat sri akal, and salam alaikum to you all. It is my pleasure to welcome you to Carleton University and to bring you greetings on behalf of our board chair, Mr. David Dunn, and the entire Board of Governors. We're pleased and we're assembled here today to celebrate a very important annual event in our community. That is to remember the life and the contributions of Mahatma Gandhi. This day is extra special for me because I had the privilege back when I graduated to have his grandson, Rajmohan Gandhi, speak at our convocation where he was conferred an honorary degree. This brings back those memories. And we're very fortunate to be able to recognize a significant act of generosity at the same time. In a few moments, we will officially recognize the contribution of Mr. Kailash Mital and his wife Nandi have made to post-secondary education. Together, they have been supporters of Carleton University and its students for many years. It's been some time since I was a student, but I remember it well. I remember the excitement and the challenges that came with that time of my life. And as a Board of Governors here at Carleton, I had the opportunity to meet students right here on campus. And I know that those students face the same challenges that I faced. And today, in fact, their challenges may be even greater. And it is imperative that we help them succeed. Very simply, education is at the heart of our economy. A well-educated and highly skilled workforce will ensure that we as a country remain prosperous and competitive. University is a place for all of our young people to learn, to grow, and to become future leaders. That is why contributing to post-secondary education is among the noblest of actions. If I can quote Mahatma Gandhi himself, who said, "You must be the change you wish to see in the world. You must be the change you wish to see in the world." And so if we want our young people, our nation, and our world to thrive and improve, we must try to make a difference ourselves. I know that Mr. Kailash Mital recognizes this, and that is why he is supporting Carleton University. Mr. Mital, you are not just making a difference for students, you, sir, are making a long-term investment in the health and strength of our community and of our nation. And on behalf of the entire Board of Governors, the faculty, the staff, and the students at Carleton University, I want to thank you, Mr. Mital, and his wife, Nandi, for their generous contribution. We wish them, their children, and their grandchildren, I think for bride, the very best as we celebrate this occasion. We thank you for allowing us to be a part of it. It's truly an honor. Good afternoon.
Goldie. At this time, I would like to introduce Dr. Jagmohan Humar, a distinguished research professor in the Department of Civil and Environmental Engineering and president of the Mahatma Gandhi Society of Ottawa. Dr. Humar.
Thank you, sir. Distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, it's a great pleasure for me to welcome you on behalf of the Mahatma Gandhi Society as well as the India-Canada Association as we celebrate the 138th birth anniversary of Mahatma Gandhi and at the same time celebrate the unveiling of the Kailash Mital Theatre. Gandhi has been hailed as the apostle of peace, and his ideals were framed to bring a world which is full of peace and harmony. But Gandhi had many different facets. He was a champion of women's rights. He worked throughout his life for women empowerment, social uplift of the downtrodden class. But he also championed education, and he worked throughout his life to promote that concept. In fact, today's insignia for our event, we have used a famous quote from Mahatma Gandhi, and he says, "Like sunshine and rain, education must reach all." It is therefore befitting that we celebrate today the generous donation of Mr. Kailash Mital in the cause of the education. It's especially important to me because Carleton is where I teach. I'm on the faculty, but it's also my alma mater. And during my many years at Carleton, I have seen the challenges that students face. There is a fond story that goes around our campus. Someone once asked a bright student which books helped her the most. And she said, there were two of them. One was my mother's cookbook, and the other was my father's checkbook. Truly, the students are engaged in an intense exercise of learning and scholarship, but at the same time, they have to often meet the expenses of their studies as well as to earn a living. And it is therefore very appropriate that we honor a person who is contributing to that cause by not only establishing a few endowed scholarships over a period of years, but this final act of generosity, which puts in a substantial amount of donation into Carleton University to help its students. And therefore, we are pleased that Mr. Kailash Mital has made this generous contribution, and that we are pleased that we are renaming this theatre, this wonderful place, in the name of Kailash Mital Theatre for perpetuity. Thank you once again. Well, immediately after we do the unveiling, there will be, of course, as you know in your program, the seminar on Mahatma Gandhi's principles and thought. And we have with us a very eminent scholar, a very respected person, to speak about Gandhi's thoughts and principles. This is Dr. Paul Younger, who will be more formally introduced later on, but it's a delight to have him from McMaster University. He's the person, if you go to India, and if you go to Chidambaram, and if you talk about Paul Younger, all the doors will open for you. He's held in such esteem and respect in that part of the country where we carried out most of the research. So please look forward to listening to Dr. Paul Younger, and I'll have another chance to greet you at that time. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Humar. Today we are celebrating two men who have both, in their own ways, tried to better their communities. It's occurred to me that we could not hold such an event in a more appropriate venue. Let me tell you a little bit about the place we formerly called Alumni Theatre. During the week, this is a classroom, Carleton's largest lecture theatre, and home to classes from all of our faculties. On evenings and weekends, it's a performance theatre, host venue for plays and performances from many different cultural communities. In the day, it is a place to acquire perspectives and learning through lecture and dialogue. At night, it's a community gathering place, a place to celebrate culture and diversity. I thought then about the men that we are honoring. Whether we call this a place of learning or a place of community, we've picked a really wonderful place to celebrate the values these men espouse. This theatre is really both places at once, which is even more fitting. I'll leave it to the scholars this afternoon to discuss Mahatma Gandhi and his contributions to knowledge and cultural understanding. But I'll gladly take a moment to give thanks to our second honoree, Mr. Kailash Mital, whom I've had the pleasure of getting to know with much affection over the course of the last few years. May I please ask Mr. Mital to join me on the stage. Together with his wife Nandi, Mr. Mital has been a longtime supporter of Carleton University and the greater community of Ottawa. As a successful local businessman, he has been inspired to support many business-related initiatives and student-aid programs at Carleton. He and his family have established several scholarships for students pursuing business, technology, and operations management studies. He's also provided generous bursary support for Carleton students in need. And today he continues his gracious commitment to post-secondary education. And so it's fitting that he has chosen to bestow his name on this theatre. It will serve as a permanent legacy for his commitment to education and to bettering the community in which he has made his mark. And to give you a better understanding of that commitment, let me share with you the impact of Mr. Mital's gift. His gift will allow Carleton University to provide full tuition scholarship for 2 Carleton University students each year in perpetuity. Now that is a fantastic accomplishment. On behalf of Carleton University, I would like to say thank you for your contribution to education and to the students of this institution. Ladies and gentlemen, it is my pleasure to announce the naming of the Kailash Mital Theatre and I hope you will join me in saying thank you as we unveil the plaque. And I'll call on Mr. Mital to say a few words.